Hey, it's Raj from 3CB Performance. Arsenal and Spanish right back Hector Bellerin's pace has taken a notable hit in his first season after returning from a left ACL rupture that he suffered on January 21st, 2019 versus Chelsea. I've read multiple outlets and heard from many Gooners who are concerned about Bellerin's decline in pace, one of his key strengths and game-changing abilities. In this video, I'll explain the potential root causes of Bellerin's current lack of pace, and if it's likely temporary or a permanent new reality. The first thing to understand is that the anterior cruciate ligament, ACL ligament, doesn't come under excess stress during running. It is a key knee stabilizer during change of direction movements and deceleration, but even then it's a quote passive stabilizer, with muscles being the quote active stabilizers that contract and take on the primary role of shock absorption. To that point, research on ACL rehab exercises and protocols indicate that isolated non-weight-bearing knee exercises such as leg extensions actually place more stress on the ligament than compound weight-bearing knee exercises that engage multiple muscle groups. Accordingly, the key issue for Bellerin and pace isn't the ACL in and of itself, rather it's the multitude of subsequent deficits and risks that come after an ACL rupture. Following an ACL rupture, Bellerin almost certainly had significant changes in muscular strength and endurance in his left leg, especially the quads, and likely globally as well, due to the extended incremental nature of ACL rehab that begins at a very low level of intensity. Additionally, it's nearly impossible to replicate in-game cardiovascular demands while off the pitch, so it's very likely Hector's stamina took a massive hit as well. Further, during this lower demand period, it's also possible Bellerin's muscle fibers shifted from a higher proportion of fast twitch type 2A fibers, typically seen in highly trained sprinters and highly explosive athletes, to a more normalized ratio. These proportions can return to their previous ratios with consistent higher intensity training. Each of these fitness deficits may play a role in Bellerin's currently decreased pace. If the muscles are machinery, then the nerves that serve to activate them are the wiring. This connection is called the neuromuscular system. During explosive movements like sprinting, neuromuscular pathways generate the necessary muscular and joint coordination and force. Training these high explosive movements, whether through sprinting or high power strength training, refines these neuromuscular pathways to generate a more efficient system. However, those options aren't available in ACL rehab until the later stages. The result is deacclimation of the neuromuscular system, and thus likely play a key role in Bellerin's decreased pace, especially during short burst sprints. One of the lesser spoken of facets after an ACL rupture is the mental hurdles that come during rehab, return to play and training, and after returning to games. Bellerin himself has touched on these hurdles.
I feel like I couldn't even, all this time I've learned how to walk, and I cannot even walk the way they taught me because I've had this pain in the back of my knee and I can't even really walk. So I'm a bit scared now.
And the research shows that kinesiophobia, fear of movement or re-injury, is one of the last things to return following ACL rupture. This can play a major role in limiting Hector's pace, as he may have certain nagging fears or trepidations in the back of his mind that don't allow him to go all out yet. Think of it like a speed governor on a car. The research shows that following an ACL rupture, there's increased risk for injury on both the injured and non-injured leg due to compensation. That injury risk is higher for Bellerin, who consistently places heavy stress on his body and is further magnified having to play extended minutes and or in high-intensity matches. Accordingly, it's no surprise that Bellerin picked up a minor injury to his adductor muscles, an injury that's likely further affecting his short burst pace and top speed. The key thing to understand is that these deficits are expected after an ACL rupture. If you want more Arsenal-centric information on the ACL recovery process, you can watch my prior videos on Bellerin, Holding, and Chambers, and or read James McNicholas, aka Gunner Blog's excellent article on The Athletic. The really good news for Bellerin, the team, and fans alike, is that these deficits, and thus his slowed pace, are likely only temporary. The research on post-ACL rupture performance shows that most elite footballers return to pre-injury levels, with 2 years post-surgery marking the key inflection point where side-to-side strength, endurance, and postural control deficits dissipate, players begin to feel, quote, normal out on the pitch, and fitness levels return to pre-injury levels. Bellerin is 14 months into that 24-month period, so there's still considerable time left in the process. Further, 2 years is just an average, with some players being slower to regain fitness and on-pitch comfort. Look no further than Rob Holding. That timeline for Bellerin is further convoluted with the Premier League being delayed due to COVID-19. Although the break will give Bellerin's adductor time to fully heal, it may be an overall hindrance because he needs games to continue to build his fitness and comfort, doesn't have access to Arsenal strength and conditioning facilities for an extended period, and may have to participate in a truncated Premier League finish that features a blur of games over a shortened time frame, with a shortened break heading into the 2020-21 Premier League season, potentially followed by the 2021 Euro Cup. All in all, Bellerin certainly can get back to his previously blistering speed. His current deficit isn't surprising or all that concerning, considering where he sits in the ACL recovery process. There's even research indicating that ACL grafts used during surgery don't fully integrate into the body for over 18 months. If Hector's pace continues to be an issue into March or April 2021, then I'll be concerned. In the meantime, patience is the greatest virtue. That's a wrap for this video. Thanks for watching. My goal is to provide you with in-depth, evidence-based, narrative-free analysis. You can always find me on IG and Twitter at 3CB Performance. Please take care of yourselves and follow the appropriate precautions to limit your exposure to and spread of COVID-19. Make sure to sub to the channel and follow along on all social media for latest updates. 3CB out.